Okay, this is dock removal 2021. You gotta start by removing the ropes, and then you just throw them in a Ziploc bag for next year. You're gonna see them attached, and we're just gonna try to unravel them and get them all off. Throw them in a bag. We got them there, and also that's all the ropes. Okay, so first thing we do is we take one of these and we just remove the screws. And after we got those out, we remove the next. So after we've got those two screws out as well, and we get these two screws out. So then we get these two and these two screws. And we just remove the screws that are at the very end here. Okay, so at this point, I've removed 10 screws and I'm gonna put them in a Ziploc bag, maybe give them a little bit of WD-40. Start by removing this last panel up, okay, and I just used a screwdriver, shoved it right through the middle there just to try to like pop it up a little bit. Just place the panels down on the grass near the pressure washer so you can clean them off. You can even drive them back up. Kind of square head screwdriver. And what you have to do is you have to loosen these, okay, just like that. Loosen, not necessarily all the way or anything, but just loosen them just enough that you can slide this off, because you can't have the metal hooking over the metal. And you have to do that on both sides of each panel. That here is slat 13. And for this one here, you can't pull it out the same way by just grabbing it and pulling towards you. What you actually have to do is lift it up through the middle so that it bows. And when it bows, it'll unhook from both of the supports. Here, I've got to grab this one first. So that, okay. So we've got to remove that one first. So grab it from the middle and let it kind of like bow. There we go. And that's the way to get that one out.
All right, stop it.
And one person just carries the slats up. There you go, walking them up there, while the other person just continues to remove them. Now the last of the long ones just has to be lifted up through the middle in order to carry it out of here. I normally just stand on these two and lift it right up through the middle to get it out of those posts. And stacking it, we want to put metal rail to metal rail, and then we want to put smooth to smooth so that we don't damage anything when it's in there. So this piece just pops right off because it doesn't have screws on either end. So you just lift it through the middle. That's kind of how all the short pieces look. We'll drive them up there, lay them out to be pressure washed. We got to take the one direct ramp piece here off. We can pull all the rest of it off, but we need to remove this piece here. We have the two wrenches here. One is a fixed wrench that's perfectly sized to it, and the other is an adjustable. Oh.
Strong like bull.
So much for even using it. We just had to loosen both sides, and then we're gonna use the rubber mallet to take the bolts out of there.
Do you have the...
So we're doing the same thing here, just loosening it enough that you can kind of get the hands in there, and we're just gonna whack that bolt out, and then we'll get the... Yeah, I'm completely out. So I just lift it up a little bit, and that's how we can get the bolt out finally. Now we got it completely out. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is connect the garden hose to right there. So we gotta take this end off.
You just give me the...
Okay, now connect that, hook that into there. Now you always make sure this is connected. This is the spray gun, it's already connected. So next we're just gonna turn that water source all the way on. What we do next is we turn the engine switch to on, just like that. We move the choke lever, this is the choke lever, that's to the closed position, all the way to the left. Black lever has to be all the way to the right, okay? So gray to the left, black to the right. Silver one has to be all the way to the left, this way. Okay, so this has to be all the way to the left, all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Make sure you release any pressure in the pressure hose next.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to take the red one off because red is a little bit too sharp. You can see it's a 0-degree angle. So I'm gonna probably, you could use like white is very gentle, black. We're gonna go with yellow maybe, okay? Now if you're going with the barbecue, now you push this, pull that back, then you put it on. Now it's on, okay? That's how you do it. So the key is you just kind of push that back and forth. And if I'm using for the barbecue, I would go with red because it's really intense, but we don't want to damage these boards, so we go with the yellow. So once it starts, I have to move that all the way over, okay? Put on it, and you have to go like this. Now, right here, that's key. So we're cleaning the slats on one side. Once they've all been cleaned on one side, we flip them over, clean them on the other side. Okay. So the next part is pulling this out in one piece. We typically need a long piece of wood like this that's often kept in the shelter up there. Using rope, but I recommend chain with a carabiner. And we're gonna hook it underneath there on the hitch, or sometimes you can hook it inside a wheel panel or something and have this the back door open. And we're gonna have this board set up in the middle of that square piece, and we're gonna pull through there. So I just walked in along the side and I just slid that behind there. It'll give us something to pull on. It won't be as harsh.
So you don't really need the chain now. The rope's long enough. It's lots of rope. We didn't need that chain. We just had to record that. It's coming. Yeah, you got it. Oh, that was great, Glenn. Thank you again. We owe you
Up just to create, and then we're hard. And then you pull on that and get. There we go.
You want me to film you on the other end? Oh, you did it already. Look how easy that was.
Wow.
The wheels have water in it, just so you know.
I could help you.
There we just shim some wheel chocks underneath each of the wheels, just so that it doesn't roll away. Spray clean off the dock. This is the bin. We put all the parts for the dock in there, and has all the tools you'll need. Has the rope. Everything we need for the dock is just placed in here. We want to set 4 sleepers or pieces of wood down on the ground, and we'll stack the slats on top of those. These last few pieces just fit on top like this. Now this thing just goes on top of them. Then we could store stuff on top of it. This piece goes here so that it's not in the way when somebody's trying to turn the water off. So we stack it right there.